Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Bago dahil sa ito ay kinakailangan tayo na magtulong-tulong napaunlarin ang mahal nating
Please remain standing for the singing of Cebu hymn to be performed by Cebu Normal University Chorale. Daghang salamat. You may now take your seats. To welcome us all to this historic event, here is Cebu Vice Governor Hilario Davide III.
Your Excellency, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., Governor Garcia, Cabinet Secretaries, Visayas Governors and Vice Governors, Congressmen and Congresswomen of Cebu, mayors, vice mayors, my colleagues at the provincial board, fellow workers in government. It is my distinct honor to welcome His Excellency President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. and his party to our province. May pag-abot, Mr. President. It's nice of you to visit Cebu again. Mr. President, your visit today reaffirms your steadfast commitment to engaging with local leaders and championing progress for every Filipino. We truly appreciate your taking time off your demanding schedule to meet with us. With 3 more years of your administration ahead, please know that we here in Cebu, led by our indefatigable Chief Executive Governor Gwen Garcia, remain committed to supporting your administration's programs and initiatives aimed at improving the lives of our citizens. Our continued collaboration with the national government promises a brighter future for all. Mr. President, we are immensely and deeply grateful for your unwavering support and visionary leadership. Please be assured that we stand united in translating your administration's goals into tangible outcomes for our people. Once again, welcome to Cebu, Mr. President, and daghang salamat for your visit. Mabuhi po kayo at mabuhi ang bagong Pilipinas.
Daghang salamat, Vice Governor Junjun Davide. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sinulog 2025 Grand Showdown Champion and the 3-time champion of Pasigarbo sa Sugbo, the Kabkaban Festival of the Heritage City of Karkar.
Sabi ko kalimutan, saya karkar, pag-aaway dun ta. Sayawunta ang tatapan ipasigar mo sa kanan. Sayawunta ang tatapan ng Santa Catalina ihanan ka karon magpadayon ang kalabuang naanton sa karkar. Sayawunta abunda kasadaghang produkto klase lang ang imong makitaan matilawan sayawunta ang tatapan ipasigar mo sa tanan sayawunta ang tatapan ng Santa Catalina ihanan ka karon magpadayon ang kalabuang naanton sa karkar.
Daghang salamat Karkar City for that impressive performance. I'd like to invite everyone to kindly direct your attention to the big screens for this audiovisual presentation highlighting the unity of Visayas Governors and One Cebu Island for our President. Cebu, the #1 province in the country today, is built on the premise that for it to continue to be #1, it has to remain indivisibly one. This is because there was a time when division was not just an idea, but an actual threat. When in 2007, there was a move in Congress to rip Cebu apart into 4 provinces: Cebu del Norte, Cebu del Sur, Occidental Cebu, and Metro Cebu. But Governor Gwendolyn F. Garcia, then a rookie governor, stood her ground and fought for a united Cebu, believing that unity is the key to its continued progress and development. The division did not prosper. This premier island province of 44 towns, 6 component cities, and 3 highly urbanized cities was ever so united as it is now, establishing itself to become the economic powerhouse outside of Metro Manila. Perhaps it's the friendlier political climate or Cebu's undeniable position as the undisputed leader among all provinces. But these are the actual results, not the causes, of this extraordinary unity that has never before pervaded the entire island. Even its legislative body, the Cebu Provincial Board, has neither a majority nor minority floor leader, as there are no political factions to speak of, under the steady hand of presiding officer, Vice Governor Hilario Davide III. This unity works to the benefit of Cebu and the Cebuanos, as the officials of the provincial government, down to the district representatives in Congress, the city and municipal mayors, including their vice mayors and members of the city and municipal councils, down to the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan officials, all decided to be one in service under one governor in this one Cebu. It is in this context that Cebu's all-out support in 2022 for the candidacy of then-presidential aspirant Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is to be understood. His message of unity resonated so well with the Cebuanos that they rallied behind this leader, giving him the highest votes ever cast by a province during the last elections. In August last year, during Cebu's 455th founding anniversary celebration, was not only a historic moment for Cebu, but for the rest of the Visayas region, when First Lady Luis Araneta Marcos received the assurance of support from all leaders of governance in Cebu Island for her husband, the President, who presented manifestos inking their commitment to his administration. The unity displayed by Cebu's leaders made a powerful impact on the other governors from the Visayas region. Present at the moment, they too pledged their unwavering commitment and support to the Marcos administration, sealing their solidarity by signing the manifesto on the wall.
And may this, what we have witnessed this morning, snowball into a countrywide show of support as I challenge all of our 82 governors to lead the way.
Such a gesture of support clearly touched the First Lady's heart.
I wish my husband were here to feel the love and the support that you gave him. I know I did, and that's why unity is important.
Today, as the presidential term is nearing its halfway mark, the same leaders in Cebu and the Visayas are once again renewing their steadfast commitment to the Chief Executive of the Republic of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. From the youth and the barangay officials to the city and municipal mayors, vice mayors, legislators, once again in unison, expressed their full and unwavering support for the administration of President Marcos as he steers this country forward in this crucial time in history. Moreover, in this unity gathering with the President, the United Governors of the Visayas, who comprise the vaunted One Visayas bloc, also manifest their unequivocal support for the President and his vision of a bagong Pilipinas, a principled, accountable, and dependable government that seeks to build a progressive nation, strong and stable economy, and secure a better future for Filipinos. With a heart attuned to the struggles of the marginalized and a mind focused on sustainable growth, President Marcos embodies a leader who not only dreams of a better tomorrow, but works tirelessly to make it a reality. Under his leadership, the Philippines is not just moving forward, it is rising toward a future filled with so much promise and possibility. You will always have the Cebuanos and the Visayans as allies, Mr. President, from the barangays to the towns and cities, up to the district and the provincial governments of this One Visayas bloc. Sama-sama tayong babangon muli tungo sa isang bagong Pilipinas. At this point, we will have the presentation of manifestos of support signed by all sectors of government in Cebu Island and the governors of Visayas Island to His Excellency President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. First, we call on the President of the Sangguniang Kabataan Federation in Cebu, Board Member Lawrence Cinco, Philippine Councilors League Cebu Chapter President, Board Member Ricardo Cuyanik Pepito, and the President of the Association of Barangay Captains in Cebu, Board Member Celestino Tening Martinez III, representing 1,400 barangay captains in Cebu Province, to present their framed manifestos of support to the President. May we also call on the President of Vice Mayors League of the Philippines, Balamban Vice Mayor Alfie Binghay, the President of the League of Municipalities of the Philippines, Cebu Chapter, Daan Bantayan Mayor San Shimura, and Mayor Samsam Gulyas of Talisay City, representing the city mayors in Cebu Island, to also present their manifestos of support. We would like to invite the President to please come up on stage to receive the manifestos. The manifesto is signed by 51 vice mayors in Cebu Province, including the tri-cities of Lapu-Lapu, Mandaue, and Cebu, while Mayor Shimura is representing 44 municipalities in Cebu Province. Mayor Gulyas is also representing the manifesto signed by the mayors of the component cities in Cebu Province and highly urbanized cities of Mandaue. Daghang salamat. Next, may we now call on Deputy Speaker and 5th District Congressman Vincent Franco Duque Frasco to present the manifesto on behalf of the Cebuano members of the House of Representatives, and Vice Governor Hilario Davide III to present the provincial resolution expressing support to the administration of President Marcos. We would like to request Governor Gwen Garcia to please join them on stage. And finally, the manifesto of support from the governors of Visayas Islands. Daghang salamat, Deputy Speaker Frasco and Vice Governor Davide. And again, finally, the manifesto of support from the governors of Visayas Islands. We would like to request Governor Gwen to please remain on stage as you will be joined by your fellow governors from the Visayas. This same manifesto of support was ceremonially signed by the Visayas Governors on the wall during the Cebu Province's 455th founding anniversary last August in the presence of the First Lady Luis Araneta Marcos. Now framed on a formal document and is now being presented by your honorable governors from the Visayas Islands. The manifesto states that the duly elected governors of the Visayas region stand together in our unwavering support for the administration of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and his vision for a bagong Pilipinas, recognizing the achievements of his administration. Daghang salamat, governors. Daghang salamat, Mr. President. You may now take your seats. Again, daghang salamat, governors. Daghang salamat, Mr. President. You may now take your seats. Thank you very much, governors, and thank you, Mr. President. You may now take your seats. To give his message on behalf of the Visayas Governors, may we request Leyte Governor, Governor Jericho Petilla.
His Excellency President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., kasama ng entourage niya. Good morning, Mr. President. To the cabinet members, also the ex-cabinet members, I see Ben-Hur Abalos here. Governor Gwen Garcia, our host. To the governors, the congressmen, mayors, and all public officials nandito ngayon. A pleasant good morning to all of us. Forgive me, Mr. President, because ngayon ko lang nalaman magsasalita pala ako dito. So, but I guess that's the role of the governor is to actually take the challenge every time we're faced with it. Let me tell you a story about the first time I entered politics. I was in Congress at that time. I was a governor. But I was, of all places, and I have to tell you this, I was in the CR with fellow governors. One of the governors was a former congressman, served for 9 years as a congressman. So being naive, I asked him, bakit ka na-governor? And he said, you know, Gov. Petilia, the biggest insecurity of a congressman is a governor. That's why, when I graduated, I ran for governor. Sabi ko, oh, lucky you. So how is it now? Nabudol ako. Ang hirap pala ng trabaho na to. Next election, I'm going back to Congress. Because that is the job of the local government official. We go down to the nitty-gritty things of the challenges of our provinces and our towns. Hindi madali ang trabaho. Sabi ko, we're faced with everything from health to education to almost everything. At kung may tatakbuhan at sisisihin kami. And that's why I'm telling you this story, Mr. President, because if this is our job, how to keep our GDP growth rate at a certain rate and maintain it, how to keep the health of our people intact, the education and almost everything, including agriculture, how much more ang trabaho mo, Mr. President? I cannot imagine. In fact, if somebody asked me to run for president, seeing the kind of job and challenge that you have, we'd probably say, magbabarangay chairman na lang kami. So, saying that, Mr. President, the least we can do with the problems you're faced, with the challenges you have, the least we can do is show our support because it's not an easy task. I know sometimes nagsisisi ka, Mr. President, pero wag, because kawawa naman ang buong Pilipinas kung ang leader natin is minsan nagsisisi. I think that's also true for all the mayors and the governors. We're here to serve. The least we can do is really help you out with your program. Whether we like it or not, we have one of the highest growth rate. I look at international arena. With all the wars going on right now, we seem to be spared because we're still out there doing well, whether the detractors believe it or not. And again, we're here because actually si Mr. President parating nasa Leyte yan. Kasi taga Leyte yan. But I cannot tell you that. Baka magselos yung ibang governor. I cannot even mention that he was just in Leyte 2 weeks ago. But all we're saying here is that maraming kailangan ang mga local government units. Maraming kailangan ang mga governor. But today we're here not to ask for anything from the President. We're actually here today to tell you, Mr. President, what can we do for you? How can we support you? Because that is the intention of this group. Being a One Visayas, we're here to actually support you all the way and ask you, what can we do for you? With that, Mr. President, okay, I'd like to congratulate you again with all the problems in this country. Hindi kayo tumatanda, Mr. President. Okay? But let me assure you that on the behalf of the governors, we're supporting you, and you have 100% of the support of everybody here in One Visayas. Thank you very much.
Daghang salamat, Governor Petilia. To give his message on behalf of the Cebuano legislators, may we request Deputy Speaker Duke Frasco.
His Excellency, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., Governor Gwen Garcia, members of the Cabinet, special mention to my wife, my one and only, Secretary Cristina Garcia Frasco, governors, mayors, my colleagues in Congress and government, my fellow Cebuanos, distinguished guests, Ladies and gentlemen, maayong udto kanatong tanan. Good noon, everyone. It is with great pride and deep gratitude that we welcome you, Mr. President, back to Cebu, a province that has always stood strong, resilient, and unwavering in its commitment to nation building. Your presence here today is not just an honor for all of us, but also a clear testament to your administration's dedication to the progress and prosperity of Cebu and the Visayas. Under your leadership, we have seen significant infrastructure projects, development programs, and social welfare initiatives that have uplifted the lives of Cebuanos and Visayans, ensuring that growth and opportunities reach every corner of our region. For this, we express our deepest appreciation. We stand here united in our support for you, your administration, and for the Filipino people. Mr. President, you can count on the full support of the Cebu and Visayas congressmen as we work hand in hand with you to push for meaningful legislation, infrastructure development, and economic initiatives that will bring lasting and positive change to our people. Once again, on behalf of my fellow Visayan congressmen, we thank you for your unwavering support and leadership. Daghang salamat and mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Daghang salamat, Deputy Speaker Frasco. Another message on behalf of Cebu City, Mayor Raymond Alvin Garcia.
Maayong udto sa tanan. His Excellency, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., of course, our Governor of Cebu Province, my favorite tita, Governor Gwen Garcia, and to all of you, mayors, governors, congressmen, cabinet secretaries, maayong udto pagbalik. 2024 was a very challenging year for me. I now stand no longer as the Vice Mayor of the City of Cebu, but as the Mayor of the City of Cebu. And because of that, I was trusted 8 months ago the reins of the city government and had to contend with two major events. The first being the Palarong Pambansa, which our President supported wholeheartedly, and I would like to thank him for that. A big round of applause to our President. This was also supported by our governor. And the second, which was just very recent, the Sinulog Festival of 2025, which we brought back here to the tradition, the center of the city of Cebu. And I would like to thank once again Governor Gwen Garcia and, of course, all of the mayors who participated in our Sinulog Festival. It was indeed the biggest, the grandest, and the liveliest Sinulog. And for that, thank you very much. I would just like to grab this opportunity because the Cebu province was instrumental in making Cebu, the Sinulog of 2025, a resounding success. So daghang salamat. Mr. President, I am at awe. Earlier, we were in the RDC meeting at your depth and knowledge on local issues. And true to your form of being a champion of local government, we thank you. The Filipinos thank you. Local governments thank you for understanding the problems that we face. Not only looking at it from the national level, but also from the local level. So, Mr. President, you have our support, unwavering commitment, and we also thank you for the support that you have shown, not only the city of Cebu, the Cebu province, and the entire country. With that, having said that, I would like, in behalf of the Cebuanos, the city of Cebu, which is the host city this afternoon, to thank you, and more importantly, to welcome you to the city of Cebu, Cebu province, and looking forward to working hand in hand with you for the betterment and progress of our beloved city, province and country. Mabuhi ang Sugbo, mabuhi ang Sugboanon. Love the Philippines and love Cebu. Daghang salamat ug maayong udto.
Daghang salamat, Mayor Garcia. Now to deliver her message and to introduce our guest of honor and speaker, may we call on the Honorable Governor Gwendolyn Garcia.
This should say it all. The Honorable Governors of the entire Visayas, our mayors and vice mayors, vice governor and provincial board members, our cabinet secretaries, and of course the representatives, our congressmen and women, ladies and gentlemen, ang atong gipili, atong gipangga, ug karon sa tanang panahon, labaw pagayod, atong paluyuhan ug barugan. The President of the Republic of the Philippines, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Thank you very much, Governor Gwen Garcia. Please be seated for your kind introduction. And I know that that is the standard phrase to use, but I must say your introduction was particularly kind. The honorable members of the cabinet who are here with us today, Cebu 5th District Representative and Deputy Speaker Duke Frasco, the honorable members of the House of Representatives who have joined us, Aklan Governor Jose Enrique Miraflores, Guimaras Governor Joaquin Carlos Raman Nava, Bohol Governor Erico Aristotle Aumentado, Negros Occidental Governor Eugenio Jose Lacson, Negros Oriental Governor Manuel Sagarbaria, Siquijor Governor Jake Vincent Villa, Easter Summer Governor Ben Ebardone, Summer Governor Shari Antan, my governor from Leyte Governor Jericho Petilla, Southern Leyte Governor Damian Mercado, who seems to have survived the earthquake in good shape, Cebu Vice Governor Hilario Davide III and Vice Governor of the provinces of the Visayas Region, Cebu City Mayor Raymond Garcia, mayors and the vice mayors of the provinces in the Visayas, the other elected officials here present, my fellow workers in government, maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. When the First Lady first came back from that trip that we saw in the video, and she said that she was so touched by the expressions of support that were made during her trip. Sabi niya, it was so touching. She said that I cried. I shed a tear. And I was teasing her and said, ikaw kasi masyado kang iyakin kaya madali kang payakin. Well, after today, after the overwhelming expressions of support that I have received today, well, I understand perfectly well why she shed that tear. Thank you. Thank you so much. I would also like to add to the story of Governor Petilla, because we have had the same experience of being a congressman, governor, and in my case, congressman again. And after I was governor, nag-graduate na ako, and I ran for congressman. And those governors who have become congressmen will understand what I'm going to say next. And I was looking at my other fellow governors na nag-graduate din, na nag-congressman, and we were saying, wala tayong ginagawa dito sa house. Para tayo nag-aantay, nakikinig lang yung speech, tsaka kung minsan hindi na nga nakikinig, basta kung ano-ano lang ginagawa. So that was the opposite side of your story. And I said, sabi ko, we were 18. I remember very well because I started to organize all the former governors. And ang sabi ko, alam ninyo, ito na yung chance natin. Sabi ko, bakit? Naging congressman tayo lahat, governor tayo lahat. Lahat ng problema natin sa mga congressman natin noon, ayusin na natin ngayon. And that's what we did. So that we found a job for governors who had become congressmen. So I'm very happy that we share the same experiences when it comes to local government. I have always tried to, people have called me a champion for local government. I don't know if I am a champion for, I just like to point out the role that local government plays and to make people understand more deeply what it is that local government does and why local government is it can be effective and needs to be supported, and in the ways that the national government, the national entities, agencies can support it. And so that is why I have the stories that you tell are something that are stories that are very familiar to me. And I will only dispute one part of Gov. Petilla's remarks when he said na sometimes nagsisisi ako. Actually, not for one single moment. Because even though there's much that needs to be done, unang-una iba yung approach ka, ang dami mong problema. Hindi problema yan, trabaho ko yan. That's my job. These are not problems. This is the job that you meant to do. And the reason that I never regret being in this position is that I have been in political life for most of my adult life. And I can I can say with great confidence that being president, being of this service at this level, is the greatest honor and privilege that any human being can ever be granted by his own people. When we have succeeded in putting a program together, and you begin to see what are the effects of that program, I always think to myself, and I say to the people around me, napakaswerte natin na nagagawa natin ito para tulungan ang tao. And that is where I get my strength from. That is where I get my inspiration from. Not from the high levels of government, but from watching ordinary people and knowing somehow, I have been granted a privilege and the opportunity to serve them and serve them well. Governors know this too. Governors, mayors, local government people know this too. Because our actions, as executives, our actions are direct. And I say, you have to listen to local government. Because mga local government, mga LGU officials, ang kausap nila tao, hindi politiko. Ang kausap nila yung ordinaryo na citizen. Kaya alam nila kung ano yung iniisip ng tao, kaya pakinggan ninyo ang local government. And that's what I always say. So we are happy. I'm very, very happy that I am amongst kindred spirits when I come here. And from those kindred spirits, this overwhelming, it's inspiring expression of support from all the provinces in the Visayas at all levels in those provinces. Thank you very much for that, and it is something that I will carry in my heart to my dying day. And it's fine that we do it all here today in Cebu, solidified by our collective role as partners in service to the Filipino people. So I appreciate your expressions of appreciation and your trust, your confidence and support to this administration. Public service becomes fulfilling when we are joined by like-minded public servants, each of us committed to the noble goal of building a more reliable, a more efficient, a more compassionate government. Sa loob ng 2.5 taon ng ating pamumuno, marami na tayong naisulong at naisagawang mga programa at proyekto naglalayong maipabuti ang buhay ng bawat Pilipino. But through your leadership and the assistance of the national government, the Central Visayas region has ranked as the fastest growing region in the country, growing at 7.3% in 2023. That is at the national level, ambisyon lang namin yan na umabot ng 7.2%. Congratulations for the good work that you have been doing. Eastern Visayas has also showed a remarkable 6.4% growth, faster than the country's GDP in the same year. This growth supports the development of industries, creates jobs and livelihoods for our people. That is why we are not stopping here. We are doing more. We will do more. Our duties as public servants are never ending, so we continuously push, not only to maintain this growth, but also to leverage on the momentum that it has given us. Patuloy pa natin ipapalago ang iba't ibang industriya, gaya ng turismo, agrikultura, manufacturing. Sa pangunguna ni Department of Tourism, Secretary Frasco, na isang proud Bisaya at Cebuana, patuloy ang paghihikayat natin sa mga turista na bisitahin ang mga malaparaisong isla sa Cebu, sa Aklan, sa Bohol, Iloilo, Samar Island, Leyte, Southern Leyte, at iba pang mga magagandang lugar nandito sa Visayas. Ilan sa mga inaabangan nating proyekto dito sa Cebu ay ang New Cebu International Container Port. Pinapalawig ng Cebu Bus Rapid Transit Project na pinag-usapan namin ng matagal sa RDC kanina, at sana naman magawa natin ng paraan para ito mabuo ng maganda. At ang pagsimula ng pang-apat na tulay ng Cebu-Mactan at Coastal Road Construction Project. We are also implementing projects to improve the airports of Bohol, of Dumaguete, of Iloilo, Antique, Siquijor, Tacloban. We are implementing road and bridge projects, improving the connectivity in Panay, Guimaras, and Negros, Bohol, Siquijor, Biliran, Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, Samar, Leyte, and Southern Leyte. The administration's development plans are ambitious, but I'm confident that with your leadership, coupled with our strong collaboration, we will transform these plans into reality. It cannot be discounted that disagreements and contradicting views are inevitable. But let's be reminded that our shared commitment is to the greater good, and that must be our unifying force. Ladies and gentlemen, our people cannot afford to wait for the benefits of economic growth to trickle down and to translate into improved services, modern infrastructure, and better livelihood. We must take the initiative so that the distribution of wealth has a mechanism, because without such a mechanism, there is no such thing as trickle down. And the economists amongst us have seen this in the past, where the theory was that if big corporations are wealthy, that wealth will trickle down. Well, it will only do so with the initiatives that are brought in by our local government officials and our public servants. It does not happen by itself. It happens because you all make it happen. We must not waste precious time to deliver the reforms that people need. Let's not be distracted by issues that will only deter our work and affect the people who are counting on us. Our effectivity as elected public officials is defined by how we remain true to our mandate to serve, to lead, and empower our fellow Filipinos. Let us remember that the true essence of our democracy unfolds not just in the casting of the ballot, but in the everyday actions and decisions that we make as lawmakers and policy implementers in the service of the public. Kaya naman, ang aking panawagan ay masusi ninyong pag-aralan ang bawat programa at proyekto ng inyong ipapatupad. Planuhin ng maayos ang pagpapatupad ng mga ito at tapusin at maumpisahan sa tamang schedule, lalong-lalo na ang mga priority development project. Tiyakin natin na ang mga susunod na henerasyon ay makikinabang sa ating mga nasimulang pagbabago. We cannot stress this enough, but let us always serve with integrity, with responsibility and passion in our hearts. I know that if we are guided by the highest ideals of good governance, we can never go astray. Once again, I thank you from my deepest part of my heart for your very kind and overwhelming and inspirational support. Let us continue to deliver services that are expected from our bagong Pilipinas. Let us continue to be reliable public servants. Let us continue our good work. Ipadayo natin ni, let us continue this. Daghang salamat. Mabuhay ang Visayas Region. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your inspiring words. May we request His Excellency to please remain on stage to receive a token from Governor Gwen Garcia. May we request Governor Gwen Garcia to please join our President on stage. The Governor is joined by the members of the Provincial Board and our Vice Governor. They are presenting a sacred image of Señor Santo Niño de Cebu as a symbol of faith, hope, and protection. This token is not just a representation of Cebu's rich history and devotion, but also a prayer for the President's leadership. Daghang salamat. And now may we request the President to kindly grant us a photo opportunity. For our first set of photo opportunity, may we request the House of Representatives and members, board members to please proceed on stage. Thank you. And now may we request our President for a group photo downstage with all our attendees. We request everyone to gather in the middle and come a bit closer in front as we take the group photo opportunity. May we request Governor Gwen to please join our officials for a group photo opportunity. At the count of 3, Mr. President, 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Mr. President. That ends our photo opportunity. May we invite everyone to please be seated and please join us for a sumptuous lunch.